Hello everyone, this is your girl Babs, and I know today that I was supposed to take you to my back office, my Viral Success Network back office, VSN, and show you all the value there and share with you exactly what that value is. But today I would like to talk a little bit about my history, to share with you a little bit about my background. I received numerous emails and about my postings, and instead of responding to all of them, I thought that a video would be a great way to respond to them. Um, well, a little bit about me. My father was a serviceman. He was in the Army, and he was serving in a war. And he was corresponding with my mom, of course, and my mom was writing back. But unfortunately, he was not receiving the letters. And he was not receiving letters from other family members either, from his mother, whose name is also Reverend Mack. And so Reverend Mack, my grandmother, and my mother, Devolia, I know you like that name, is a Native American name. Her mother was Native American, and my mother's sister's name was Viata. So they're both Native American names. And don't you guys try to steal that now, because you got to get approval from the tribal council to use those names. So don't steal them. But back to my story. My mother, Devolia, and my grandmother, Reverend Mack, they went to Red Cross. They went to Army Services. They went everywhere to find out why wasn't my father receiving their letters. And they knew he wasn't receiving them because he would write, "Why aren't you guys writing me? What's going on? What's happening?" And you can imagine what he must be feeling when his colleagues receive letters and he's not getting any. And he's fighting in a war. I can imagine that must have been devastating for him. Well, unfortunately, to make this story shorter, my father was killed in the war in the month of June, and I was born in the month of May. And yes, he died 1 month after I was born, and he didn't know about me. My mom was writing in the letters that he was going to be a daddy, and he never received any of those letters, never received the correspondence. So he didn't know much about me. He didn't know about me, and I didn't know much about him because my mom was so devastated when he was killed in the war. She could not talk about him. But there were two things that I found out about my dad. One was that he was called Handsome George, and the other, when I visit the Arlington Cemetery, inscribed on the tombstone are the words Purple Heart. So he was courageous. So he was courageously handsome, right? Okay. So this left my mom a single parent. Her husband was killed in the war, and she had two babies to take care of, two kids. And I remember my mom working at a hospital. I believe she was a nurse's assistant. And on the weekends, I recall her working for a sandwich shop where she was making Subway sandwiches. And as a little kid, somehow, I can't recall how we got there to wait for her to get off from work. Maybe she brought us there and we sat and waited for her to work. But I recall the smells. And we lived in the hood. I'm not going to say ghetto because I don't know. I mean, we didn't see lack. Everybody had the same thing, so we didn't know lack. You know, on the weekdays, we ate hot dogs and beans. The hot dogs were not on buns. They were sliced and placed inside the beans. We had canned spaghetti, but on Sundays, oh my, if you ever seen soul food, that's how our Sundays were. That's when my sisters and I said we had real food. I mean, we had fried chicken, mashed potatoes, we had greens, we had corn on the cob. And one thing that I thought was very special, we had Koolaide. I mean, they called me salt lips because as soon as my mom would pour that Kool-Aid in my glass, it was gone. I would drink it up, and so they called me salt lips. Now, hold on. There is a moral to this story, so hold on. Well, one day, my cousin Ann invited me to stay with her and her family for the weekend. And she lived out of state. It wasn't far. It was no more than an hour away. But it was the first time I've ever been out of state. And so I just caught the bus to her home. And I arrived on a Friday. This was after school. The dinner table was set when I got there. And guess what they were serving? Kool-Aid on a Friday. Now, my family could only afford Kool-Aid on a Sunday, but they had it on a Friday. And guess what? They had it Friday, they had it Saturday, they had it Sunday. And so I looked at my cousin and I said, do you guys have Kool-Aid on Mondays? And she said, yeah, we have Kool-Aid every day. So as a child, I made this statement, a declaration, an affirmation, whatever you want to call it, that when I grow up, I am going to have Kool-Aid every single day. And of course, now I can have Kool-Aid every single day. In fact, I can have it more than every single day. I can have it 3 times a day, but I don't because I've been diagnosed with lupus, heart murmur, diabetes, and migraines, and a few other things. So I cannot have Kool-Aid every day. But if I wanted to, I could. The moral of the story is this. You know, we lived in what I'll say is the hood. And I didn't know anything better. I didn't know lack. But once I stepped out of that hood, once I stepped out of the box and saw something better, I made a declaration that this is what I want as a child. I mean, it was like childlike faith, right? And I'm wondering, as adults, what happened to that faith? I mean, I'm sure when you were little, as a child, you would say, when I grow up, I'm going to have. And it wasn't necessarily an affirmation or visualization is what they call it now, or a declaration. It was something that we believed. We said it and we knew we were going to aspire to it and we were going to do it, right? And so I think we should maintain that. I mean, I think we should remember to ask, believe, and receive, to stand on the fact that we can be successful, that we can live our dreams, can live our dreams, and that we can have what we say if we believe and have faith. Now, a little bit more about me was that I was working for a legal entity when I was diagnosed with lupus. And my lung had collapsed 3 times, not simultaneously, but 1 year, the next year, the next year. And the doctor said that, it's going to happen again. If it happens again, she's not going to live, because the unique thing about my lung is that it didn't collapse halfway, it collapsed completely, and that it was going to be hard on my heart, and I would have a heart attack and die. Well, I'm still here. I'm still standing. It did collapse a 3rd time. I did have surgery, so I'm left with 1 lung, but I am still here because I believe that I have a lot to do. I have a lot more to do here on this earth, and I have faith, you know. And that's the thing about network marketing. I lost my job because of the lupus, and I couldn't work because lupus is similar. They call it the wolf, aka the wolf. And wolf is sneaky. That means it just sneak up on you. 1 minute I'm fine, and the next minute I'm ready to pass out and be taken to the hospital. It's an invisible disease. You look great on the outside, but on the inside, your cells and hormones and everything is just in turmoil. So it is a devastating and debilitating disease. So I lost my job because I just couldn't work the hours anymore. And I wasn't in a healthy marriage. So I was blessed to be able to get out of that, finally get out of that situation. That was horrific for me and my children. So here I was, practically homeless, lost my job, a single parent now with 2 kids, and financially strapped. But I was in network marketing. So I don't allow or permit or like the idea of people putting down network marketing, saying that it's a scam, it's a pyramid. my job was a pyramid where I worked at, the legal entity. It was a hierarchy, right? So it's the same thing. But network marketing saved my behind, let me tell you. It's because of that that I'm here where I am today, because of network marketing and because of my persistence and my determination. Now, I am going to put a link down here, and it's for those people who want to do more, who, like I said, when I was living in the hood, I was living in a box. And when I went outside that box, I believed and saw things that I desired to have. I learned to have more. As that little girl said, we want more, we want more, we want more in that commercial, And I desired more. And the only way you can know that is to get yourself out of the box. I know you desire more if you're a network marketer and you have your own business. You're working from home. You need leads. You need quality leads. And I'm going to tell you, a VSN will provide quality leads for you. I mean, I have purchased leads online before and called the people up, and they didn't know what I was talking about. They were angry. They were screaming. Why am I calling them? There weren't quality leads. Let me tell you, VSN will give you quality leads. So get in this. If you have your own business, you need leads to survive. I have my own business. And it's doing well. It's doing better. But when I talked to one of the ladies, they're in the Millionaire Moms, I saw outside the box. I was in a box where, hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing okay. But once I step outside the box and saw something different, these Millionaire Moms, they're in VSN and they're making $3,000 to $12,000 a month. My business isn't doing that. It's doing great, but it could do greater. It could do betterer, right? So I decided to join VSN, and my team is doing wonderful. They're doing awesome. So click on the link. You're going to need leads, and you want quality leads. And trust me, VSN is very professional, and they'll get you the type of leads that you need to convert over to join your business. So click on the link below. I'll also leave my email address so that you can email me. There's nothing like, making money, but using that money to help empower others. I love working with my team and working with others, and it's so empowering, not just for them, but also for me to see them, make the kind of money that they've been dreaming of, or to aspire to something, their goals, and they're smiling, and that makes me happy. That makes me feel so good inside. And if you want to feel good inside for you, yourself, your family, your friends, your team members, then get in this. Click the link below. And if you just want quality leads, that's fine too. But click on the link and see what we can do for you. I mean, this is an awesome, VSN is just awesome. And they're coming out with something, I don't want to confuse anyone, but they're coming out VSN is coming out with something called VSN Extreme. Now you can email me and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But in the meantime, click on the link. Let's do this. I'm always saying that, but let's do this. Let's be successful. Let's help others. Let's make this money and use it to empower others. I look forward to working with you. I do. I look forward to seeing you meeting your goals and your aspirations. So click on the link. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.